So we have a number of tools that we can use to do that. Again, we can link this into Google Maps, Google Street View. For example, if we click on this property, it'll bring up a bit more information on the property. It'll bring up a little picture of the house. It'll give us the address. It'll give us the indicative band, which is 550 to 600,000, and the actual band the person returned, which is 150 to 200,000. We can switch that to Street View again. And what we're looking for here is there any kind of obvious reason from Street View why this house is valued much lower than its neighbour? So this is kind of the work that a caseworker will be doing when looking at this kind of valuation. So you might switch to Street View and see that this street was full of detached properties, but this property happened to be a semi-D or happened to be a small bungalow at the end of quite a modest house at the end of a more expensive street or something like that. Or it could be a property built in say a garden at the end of a mews, that kind of thing. Another thing we can do is just have a look from Street View to have a look more directly at the property. And you're probably all familiar with Street View. You can go in, you can scan, left or right. You can zoom in on the house if that's of interest. So that's kind of open source information. Because we have that spatial mapping of our data, we can tie into Google. The other thing we can do is look at our revenue data that we have as well. So clicking on that tab on the property brings up the information that we have on it. So we have the year just covered up there. Our information on this property says it is fully liable property. We have the PPSN of the designated owner, which would, in case you can't really see it there, but it's a link. So if we clicked on that, we would link into that property owner. We would know all the information on our revenue records about that person, which taxes he registered for, whether she owns any other properties, that kind of thing. Tells us if the return has been received. So if the return hadn't been received, that icon would be a different colour. We can pick up the ones that haven't been returned to us. Has household charge been paid? It has. And then we can just see how that person actually went about paying it. So in this case, they've gone for direct debit.